Hi everyone, welcome to Mindful Monday. The question we'll be discussing today is, what should I expect during a home visit from my social worker? Thank you for this question. I think this is a very valid question and a good time for us to discuss this. I have to say, I have never realized that this is actually a thing that people feel uncertain about. Up until about 3 years ago, when I did a home visit at a client's house who was struggling with anxiety, that was the first time that I realized that this is actually a thing. I remember before the visitation, I was discussing expectations with this client, and she was feeling extremely vulnerable since I would be coming into her personal space. And that was the first time in my career that I only realized that there was so much emotional aspects involved in this. So I think when we talk about home visits, the aspect that probably influenced both the client and the social worker's emotional stance the most is whether the home visit is planned or if it's an unexpected home visit. So a planned home visit is scheduled way before the time, and mostly the goal is discussed with the client and the client is prepared for this. An unexpected home visit normally happens without the client's prior knowledge. This means that your doorbell will ring or there will be a loud knock, and when you open the door, ta-da, there is your social worker. And this is normally when emotions on both sides tend to flare up. So during the upcoming week, we'll be discussing a lot of tips and tricks, but it's important to note from the start that social workers in South Africa are actually legally allowed to enter your house without any warrant. So in normal circumstances, social workers do not visit you to check up on you or to catch you out. We don't do that. We do not have time for that. We have a lot of clients. We visit you rather to observe you or to assess you in your home circumstances. It's also a total stigma that social workers will just come into your house and throw open your cupboards to check how much food you have in your cupboards. In my opinion, it's totally unnecessary and disrespectful, and this rarely happens. Although I do have to add to this, it depends from case to case. In a case where there may be child neglect or severe malnutrition, and the social worker in child protection asks the family about their food or their nutritional aspects, and the family refuses to answer, and the family may show some attitudes with regards to this and refuse to help and assist here. I think it would be fair then to check the cupboard for assessment purposes. But other than that, social workers rarely just go into a house and throw open cupboards to check for food. That is just a myth or a stigma and probably won't happen to you. Other things that is normally checked for when assessment is done or is you are observed is things like, is the house clean and hygienic? Is the house safe for the child or the people living inside the house? Or are there things like bottles or needles or substances lying around or freely available? We also look like things like, do everyone have enough privacy? How is the sleeping arrangements? How do people interact with each other in the household context? I think the most important aspect is just to be open and honest during a home visit. And feel free to also ask the social worker questions. Um, you are welcome in your own home to speak up and to ask. That's why everyone is there, actually, for a cooperative relationship. Remember that social workers are human beings too, and that we are aware that no home is in a perfect condition all the time. Neither do we expect your home to be in a perfect condition at the time of the home visit. For me, if I'm conducting the home visit, I would actually be concerned if your home is in a perfect condition, because my home is not in a perfect condition all the time. So just be yourself. You would probably be fine and relax. Please subscribe to my channel, follow my page on Facebook. We will be exploring this topic in a bit more detail during this week. Have a good week.